Welcome to the cheesiest show on earth. Let's get ready to talk some absolute cheddar.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Long Cheesy Talks. I have my friend Christine and my ex-girlfriend Jasmine. Are you cool?
Hi.
World knowing. But we're just going to talk about some random things today. And I also want to say Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. One day I'll be a father too. Interesting. But I'm very proud of all my siblings, aunts, uncles, cousins, everyone that's a father. They did good. You guys want to say anything about fathers?
Yeah, happy Father's Day to all you fathers out there. Y'all are given the gift to lead the family, be the head of the household, and just shape your kids into good human beings for, this world. Raise your sons to be strong and respectful to ladies, and you raise your daughters to respect yourselves
Well, we can get into like that in a little bit. I think, raising kids to be good people is very important because right now I think there's a lot of crappy people out there. Christine, you want to say something real quick before we get into the topics? Oh, you can get okay.
So, a lot of focus in general is always to single moms, which chooses me. I'm a single mom. But I also want to give a huge shout out to you single dads out there that have to take the role of both mother and father in your own situation, because that's rough. I mean, I'm a woman, I don't have a daughter. I have to take the role that I cannot fulfill, and I know for a fact that with two boys, I will never be able to really understand and mentor them in a way that they need a father. And I know the same goes for you single dads that have to deal with girls and our women issues and having to deal with the emotional side of things. So yeah, huge shout out to you single dads as well.
Well, how was it? Like, how do you think your boys turned out? I don't hang out with your boys enough to see, but did they have enough male figures in their lives to kind of
Their father, while we're not together, I mean, their father is he's a great dad. He's a great dad, and he does it in a way that works for the kids. Like, while I may not agree with a lot of his choices and the decisions, I mean, that's why we're different people. Our relationship didn't work for whatever reasons, and we made choices that
did y'all make sure
along the way
don't kind of they understand it so they don't maybe treat women a certain way, type thing?
There are certain dynamics within a household and it could be in a unified household right now where you have a two-parent household where there's just certain, way people express themselves emotionally, how they handle discipline. It could be in a single household or in a two-parent household. It's just, we don't want to shelter our children so that they grow up to be naive. I mean, my children specifically, they've been playing sports since they were 2-3 years old. So
I think that's good because they're around other men, hopefully good coaches. Right. I think that's what kind of helped me because my parents had always worked. And, now I think about it, I'm still learning how to treat women. I could feel that I love them, but I just maybe I say in a way I'm like a love bomber. It's that's the only way I just like to show love. But I don't know, maybe no one's really taught me how to be a man.
Well, that's something I feel, and I definitely want to hear your opinion. It's just, are you married?
No, I'm single.
You're a single mom.
Single mother.
Of a daughter.
Yeah.
But then, it should be how do you spot the right guy that doesn't manipulate you? We were talking about some at the poor earlier. It's how do you not you raise your daughter to be, let's say you raise your daughter and she's excellent. She meets the wrong guy and her life just turns to crap. Somehow she's manipulated. How do you prevent that? How do you spot these red flags? Well, there's a lot of good books now. I haven't read them all, but I don't know. My biggest fear would be I raise a good daughter and I didn't know how to point out the red flags. let's say I didn't have any red flags. So I'm like, I don't know what red flags are. And I'm like, hey, babe, everyone's going to be good and happy. And then all of a sudden she gets out there. It's like, oh, it's just kind of like reminds me of my dad. And then he manipulates her and it's like, it goes to crap.
But is it really about finding the right person or knowing for yourself what your boundaries are?
Yeah.
Because here's the thing.
Yeah, that's good.
What could be a red flag for Jasmine, I may not care about. And that's what's so interesting about our characteristics and how we are as human beings when it comes to relationships, because we're so used to these textbook, things. Like I was talking to Sabrina just about shoes. A man has to open a door for me. Like that's something that
That's why I was telling you, like the trailer thing, and I'm just sitting there like, I'm being forced to watch this. I'm just supposed to learn something? Right? I'm here.
Well, that's genuinely.
Well,
I could be impatient, and if it's raining out, if I want to get inside, I will open my own dang door, right? And I'm not gonna think less of the guy because he didn't open the door for me. Do I think less of a gentleman? No, because that doesn't matter to me. It's a red flag for her.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Because for me, if I had a daughter, I'd teach her how to do everything. Like, she'd probably come out tomboy. If I was a single dad, my daughter would come out tomboy.
We don't know that. Maybe in
She might even have short hair because I wouldn't know how to do the hair.
Just cut it short.
Yeah, daddy keeps it short to the seat of sleep. Like, I don't know. It's just like, I don't know. I think about it, but hopefully I don't end up a single dad. But I think me learning everything now, I think I learned there are different types of women. I've also learned things now I see are red flags. And I also see red flags in myself. When we were dating, what were my red flags? Was it the going out late? And
Just the going out was like.
what was it hard for you to trust me, be loyal, or
Not the trust. It's just like, because I trusted you as a person because I knew your morals and stuff. But it's just not the other women, or even you drink and you become,
it's very.
when you become intoxicated,
No, actually,
you're not thinking straight.
Yeah, I just feel myself. It's like I let these demons take over, and let's say I wouldn't jump off that thing, but if I drink enough, I'm like, hey, let's do a backflip. Well, I definitely see that. I've done that as a kid, and now I'm older, so I know I'm gonna break all kinds of bones. Just jumping off my truck.
So it was that impulsivity,
Impulse off.
that worry.
Being in that environment, you're in that environment, you never know what could happen.
I guess that could be right.
And that says a lot about you, Jasmine, because you were concerned about his actions, which wasn't based on your lack of trust. It was of him being safe and making the right decisions.
Yeah.
Because do you want to be at home worrying about safety and not worrying about women? Because that's very important. And that's why it's nice to hear a different point of view.
Yeah.
Because a lot of women would be like, oh, heck no. I would never have him stay out. Because my expectation was he's out late. And for me,
With cheating.
I'd be like, why be in a relationship with me if you want to spend time, a long period of time with other people and leave me home by myself? If you're going to leave me by myself, then I'll be by myself.
I think that's a good one. I think at the time, I think I was going through a transition. I think if we dated longer, it would be better. But I think I was just so used to going out. I've been into the clubs like almost 20 years. And there's a lot of bad things at the clubs. I'm just glad I didn't partake, and I'm glad I never cheated. I'm very proud of like not cheating. It's like a superpower. I brag about it. No one believes me, but I think it's because I get a lot of attention. But it's like y'all don't even know. Y'all aren't there to watch. So, but no. But I do see a lot of bad things, and I think it was hard for me because you were a good girlfriend. You're an awesome girlfriend. And I just wasn't used to it. But you're right. I should have made it more of an effort to stay home. Like now, I don't know. Now it's just like recently, all I want to do is just like stay home, and I like being boring. And I've seen a girl that does that too. But the whole like anxiety and stuff, like going out and stuff, it's just it's stressful. I find myself, having that problem too. I'm like, well, because I think because for me, it's I can protect myself. But then recently, I just came across something that says men are getting kidnapped and molested too.
No one's safe out there.
Yeah, I was like, dark, too weird.
On my attest that you may be on the bottom of a profile list of being trafficked. And that's just my
But no, it's just so weird because I know, like, I was talking about like the trafficking thing about the pedophiles.
Yeah.
I watched it and I was like, this guy was like talking about a story, and it kind of like broke my heart because these. I want to understand why they do it, but I'm kind of getting to like my theory of it is it's like usually rich guys when they have access to all types of kinky ways and they get bored of it, they want that dopamine hit. It's just like
All when you do drugs, like
yeah.
you start smoking weed
and
it doesn't hit anymore.
It's wild because this is how a lot of people get into like a lot of weird things and
fetish
swinger parties and stuff. It's just like these dopamine hits. If you can't control your dopamine hits, it gets you in a lot of trouble. It's addiction. I find myself getting addicted to things too. But I talk to myself about like, hey, I think that's like bad and that's like part of addiction. So I'm aware of it. So I'm like, how do I get back to my life where it was super healthy, super this, like super me? And a lot of it, I think, is I had to somehow control my emotions too. Leave your emotions out of it. Because for all these guys, they talked about each other, like, leave your emotions out of it. But having emotions is healthy because you're not like numb to other people's emotions. You have empathy for people.
That's interesting that you say that because it's like, oh, don't pay attention to emotions. Like what I hear is don't face reality. Because at the end of the day, while you don't, for me, I don't want to make decisions or, react on my emotions because it can really go in a bad direction, right? People say things that they don't mean. It's spur of the moment. You can't take it back because you could have triggered something that's going to allow that person to believe what you said. And then now what happens? You now broke a little bit of barrier of trust because are they, I don't want to, now I'm not going to talk about this because if they're going to keep bringing this up, it's a level of trust and not being able to bring your emotions into it. Why? What should you do? Live your life and go through a relationship being dead inside or not, or being empathetic to how your partner is feeling?
I agree because I think like for me, I always thought, hey, love was enough, but I think trust, I don't know if you and I never had any trust issues with you. You were just like, you're an angel. Like, she's an angel, guys. She's awesome. She's like, probably like too good for me. At the time, I was just too bad. I was just like, I'm like this bad boy. Like, how do I meet her halfway? So that was really hard. But the trust for me, like when I feel like trust is broken, it's like, I think when I broke my parents' trust, till this day, they don't trust me. It's like, they just don't. It's like, hey, they just assume that I'm going to do something bad. And it kind of hurts now that I think about it and say it out loud, But doing things out of your emotions, I think that's a hard thing to do too.
Or not expressing your emotions. Like,
how do you do that?
So just tell a person how you feel.
Yeah, I'm getting better at that. Like, I think with you, I wasn't very good at expressing emotions. I was hanging out with guys and it's like, they play gay.
Why are you in?
Yeah, now I was like, boom, I got nothing to hide. Yeah. So no, I'm the same way. It's like, I tell people like all the past relationships, like I can't guess what you're thinking. I can't read your mind. I can kind of see you're acting a certain way, but I can think of 20 different scenarios and good, bad, mostly bad.
And that's why you have to voice it. Hey, I'm in my own head.
I think it's, if we're gonna,
bothering me, I'm thinking this way.
And it goes down to communication.
My take on expressing emotions is what I find interesting is that a lot of people don't express their emotions because of their fear of whether or not that person is going to stay. So
Well, I guess you have to be prepared for it. It's just like ripping the Band-Aid off. You don't know if there's a scab or not.
But people aren't doing it. So
Yeah.
I'm not going to withhold my feelings towards somebody in the hopes of keeping them around. And that's where I think the mistake is, because, it's that, okay, if I tell that guy, I really don't, I don't think this is working, right? I don't want to hurt his feeling. But now, is he going to display an emotion that's genuine to hold on to me? And that's where trust falls into it, because we discussed this in the last podcast. A lot of things are performative. And when
I see a lot.
go on through trust being broken in past relationships, we want to believe, especially at an older age, that we should be able to trust the conversation with one another.
I think she has a point, because I think I couldn't really open up to you because I've basically been cheated on, and I don't know. I think I was afraid of your reaction too.
Rejection?
Yeah, I don't know. It was just like you were too perfect for me at the time. I was like, I didn't know how to handle it, and I was like,
so you didn't feel you were worthy of her?
yeah, I didn't feel it. But now I think about it, we would have been great. Yeah, I'm actually an easygoing guy. I just feel like, yeah, but you did a lot to help me out. I think you got me back on track on working out. I was like out of shape, unhealthy. I just wasn't taking care of myself. When you hang out with people that are a certain way, you end up like them. If I hang out with, it's like, you see that picture with the big dogs and little chihuahua that's all jacked up. Yeah, it's like, dude. It's like Leia, when I used to take her out to the dog park, she would think she's a big dog. And I'm like, man, she's crazy. Because these dogs are huge. But no, it's like who you surround yourself. I don't know where I'm going with this, but the communication thing is very important. I think it puts you at ease. Did I communicate okay? Like when we were... No.
Very little communication.
I think this is so interesting how you two are being so transparent with one another after the fact. And I am so, I have to commend you both, because this is probably a conversation that a lot of people that are in past relationships could never even dream about having, because of that ego of telling the truth.
I've never had any bad relationships. I think it was always easy for me to forgive. I think it's because if something happens and I'm like, well, this happens, I'm able to forgive. But
and there wasn't a lot of time in between either. Like it was like a month, maybe like
I think we were friends. We were friends first, and then we were like, hey. But I think I wish we could have done things differently. I think I wish we waited to hook up. Yeah, because that brought a different animal out of me. It's different. But I think if I can go back, I think I wouldn't. I was like, hey, let's wait. Get to know each other first. And I wish we would have gone through this book more. See to know each other more. Me, and also I think my schedule and our lifestyle was so different. Work was slow that year, I remember. And I remember I couldn't even take you out for a burger. That's how shitty it was. But
I was patient. Was it okay?
You were very patient. Like she was an awesome girlfriend. I think it was just kind of new to me. I think all the girls that I dated before were the opposite. They were good people too. It's just everyone's good in a different way. But I felt like, I don't know, my family liked you. That's a good.
I was your family. Perfect.
Yeah, they liked you. I don't know. I needed more time to adjust to a normal life. Cause I was out till like 7 or 9 in the morning. I'm glad I don't do that anymore. I think I probably.
So I think it's safe to say at this juncture that maybe you can say that she was a catalyst.
Definitely. She was definitely
a catalyst for his lesson of determining the end of your relationship brought him into a different realization of how he needs to navigate as a partner. And you can say that
so all you girls think
he was a battle
all y'all see girls thank her.
of you being able to be self-aware of how much patience you can have in a partner. And at what point do you say, I am not giving up on you. I am loving myself more because you're not providing me with what I deserve and the way I need to be loved. Okay. And I deal with that a lot, where I want to switch rather than playing the victim, right? And I've talked to you about this too, is that in any relationship, situationship, or whatever you want to call it, is that do I want to hold on to the negative and remind myself of what is it that made me second guess how I may have behaved in that behavior, more so where I can say, you know what, they allowed me to feel a certain way, experience a moment that I've never experienced before in 18 years. I was able to have that in 2 months. Like, who would have thought?
A lot of it felt new to me. I definitely didn't know how to handle it. But it's like driving a new car. Eventually you get used to it. No, but it was new to me. But I'm glad because it was definitely a catalyst. Later on, dated other women, took back an ex, and that was a different spin. It was like something I got used to. I don't know. It's like I've learned after every heartbreak. So I feel like young men and women out there, y'all, just know it might happen. You're not going to get that fairy tale first winner, unless you somehow like learn how to date through your parents. Like if your parents teach you how to date, my first girlfriend ever, she was nagging, and my mom nagged at my dad. And if I would have ended up with her, it would have been horrible. And she had two kids, and then I couldn't discipline the kids.
She watched this podcast.
Hey, sorry, I'm not gonna swear. Hey, she was beautiful. She was good. She was good. But I think her ex damaged her. So I think this is why, like, and my fear now is if I date someone with kids, like, it'll be like, is she gonna bring that negative energy, or she's still gonna communicate with the ex baby daddy, or hook up with the ex baby daddy? Because it's like you said earlier, it's like, can exes be friends? I find that really hard. I think,
I'm looking at it right now.
Well, I think now it's hard, but that's like, dude, there's always gonna be that moment of weakness, which is gonna be like.
Do you find it hard between the two of you now? Like, I'm literally referring to the both of you. Like, I'm going to put you all on the spot right now. And this is why I think it's very dangerous for people that are in a breakup to say, hey, I just want to be friends. Because if you still have that romantic connection and you are now aware of your likes and dislikes, are you now going to change yourself in a way to lure them back in to kind of fix that relationship and make things better? And when you have that romantic connection, I mean, that can lead to, unbridled hookups that are just for selfish reasons, because you want to have that feeling of physical intimacy, knowing that it didn't work out for a reason.
Here's my take on it. When you and I met up for your friend's graduation thing, like, I was talking to somebody because I'm loyal. I didn't see it, and I was, hey, this is not going to be a hookup thing. But I could see why my girl was mad. She's like, why would you go hang out with your ex? I'm like, she's like a friend to me, because it's like, well, it's just like that primal instinct in me is like, make babies. Like, it could easily, if the wrong, let's say, I get drunk or something, like, it's just like the wrong moment, I could slip. But I understand now why women would get mad and why I wouldn't want someone to hook up. If you haven't hooked, it'd be easier to say, because, but since we've already hooked up, it's like, now that I'm single, I do think it's possible that I could slip up and go backwards, because I've taken back nets before.
And how do you feel about that?
I'm just being honest. It's like,
Well, I always stayed friends with one ex. He was older than me, and we came to an agreement that whenever I left him, we came to an agreement that we would still be friends. We were still like family, but nothing ever, like, I've never like met up with him or like hooked back up. We're just like friends. And so like with Long, it's like easy because we just started texting again as friends. Like, I would text him like, oh, I took care of your nephew today at the church.
I think at the time it was,
And then he would share photos of
I saw her as a friend. Yeah, it's like, but I think I saw her as a friend because I was in a relationship. It's like, hey, it's to see her as a friend. It's probably a crappy thing because you never know. Because I have other exes that talk to me, but they probably want me back, and I'm just like keeping them like whatever. And it's unfair.
As long as you know the difference, because if I met somebody and they had a multitude of girlfriends, would that be a red flag for me? Not really so much. However, if they're telling me how busy they are to include me and prioritize me in their day, and I find out that they're giving that time and effort to another female.
That right there.
Okay, that right there to me is, it would be questionable. And it's not, and it has nothing to do with my self-confidence. Is, are you ready to take on a committed relationship with me? Because I should be the only female that you are confiding your feelings to. Yeah. Spending time with. Like, if I'm not going to be okay if you spent a week making plans to go hang out with your best friend, girlfriend on a Friday night without asking me what I wanted to do.
I think this is where you have to communicate and have that trust. Because like her, I trusted you. I was like, oh, I trust her. She can go hang out with anybody she wants. But like the other girls, it's like, I guess I've never felt so like, ooh, this what's it called, like clingy or whatever. I was like, dude, this is like, it's giving me anxiety. It's like, I guess I didn't trust her. And then, no, the whole like spending time thing, making time.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't mind if you have friends. You know, I've trusted many of my exes, some I shouldn't have. Because I didn't know what to pick out. But I've gotten better at picking out the patterns, seeing the patterns. But yeah, the whole thing like that. If you can make time out for them and not for you type thing. And I also learned like, I also wonder, it's like, why am I being kept out of the loop on all that?
Well, it's a priority and a respect thing. It's like, where are you putting me in that tier? Okay, I don't need to, and I'm gonna be honest with you, like I've had snippets of princess treatment, but I've never been spoiled on a monetary type of way. And like a lot of people are like, are you kidding me? And I just was never that person. I was always independent. And I wouldn't even know how to be a gold digger. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just not my
I think you learned that from your mom or something. It's like, I've noticed it in certain women, like, oh, that she definitely got that from her mom. Like these patterns you see, it's like, okay, it's because of Asian culture. It's like marry for money. It's like, I'm glad my siblings and so we broke the cycle. I'm glad. I'm glad. The thing is, you support your man, and your man will grow, and you will grow with him, type thing. It's like, hey, let's do this garden together, and you put in the work, and it becomes a very fruitful garden. But where I'm getting with this, but it's lost my train of thought.
Well, we were talking about, how do I fit in with your time, and at that juncture, like, you shouldn't have to be afraid to say, okay, you know what? Maybe we need to take a step back because I'm not a priority right now. And if this is what you want, it doesn't work for me. And I think a lot of people are afraid to say, this isn't working for me, because then now, guess what? You're drama. That's probably, I don't like drama. People are like, oh my God, you're being so dramatic. Okay, I'm telling you how I feel. And if you find that to be drama, they're not mature, then find something easier.
This is probably what happened with her and I. We didn't talk about feelings enough, Like I don't know. I guess I've never had to talk about feelings.
I think you were distracted. Like, you were still like, like hanging out with your friend.
Yeah, I wasn't chasing women. It was more like,
you're just out there having fun.
I don't know. I was just like so used to that. Is like trying to adjust. I think if we had more time, it would have worked out. It just seemed like it was gonna be a healthy relationship.
I have a question. I don't mean to interject. This is interesting for me. Do you feel now, or even in the past, with Jasmine or any of your exes, okay, did you feel that having the attention and the affection from one person was enough for you? Or did you feel like you needed to have a quantity of people
Okay.
accepting you and giving you the feeling of being loved?
That's
You're right. That's the problem. I was so used to, because I had a lot of female friends and a lot of stripper female friends. I'm just used to like that attention. And then I think that's, I was just used to all this attention. It's just like, I was an attention whore. No, and then
So it made you feel good.
yeah, no, it's definitely a dopamine hit. Like I was always out and it wasn't real. It was short, but knowing that you can get girls, it made me feel good that girls just throw themselves like, hey, can I get your number? And I'm like, sure.
Oh yeah.
But I'm not gonna text, but it's just like, it happens to girls too. If I think
But there's no emotional attachment with that.
there's nothing. It's just like knowing that you can catch a fish, having game. It's like, yeah, I could do it. It's just like knowing, it kind of boosts my ego. I had a big ego back then. Back then I had, my ego and pride it was only recently.
So we realized, the women were like, okay, you're like, I catch the fish. Whereas women were like, okay, we caught the fish. Now we have to descale the fish, fillet the fish, debone the fish, like make sure there's enough fish to feed the family, cook the fish, and then clean the kitchen afterwards. And I think that's why that's way too much work for me. Way too much work. No, I'm good with, I don't care if it's Nemo or Moby freaking Dick, because it's whoop fish for me, because it's enough. And
Well, the thing is like, I didn't know, I felt like I didn't really know who I was yet. And as time went on, I needed a lot of like I needed to humble myself to really know. Like, it's like when I talk to Mario's kids, I'm like, I'm still trying to figure myself out. So I don't want to give them the wrong advice. But my thing is, my advice would be like, just to work, find out who you are, and you're going to get your heart broken no matter what. He got his heart broken. He's still a young kid. I got my heart broken. I didn't know how to date. I really didn't know how to date. My first relationship was like 25. I lost my virginity at 25. I didn't know anything. And my dad didn't be like, hey son, do this. It's like, he just like, I don't know, work. I'm like, work what? But I don't know. I had a pep talk with my dad yesterday and I didn't like it. He was like, slow and steady. I was like, no. It's just like, I can't take advice. I love my dad. We're trying to mend things. It's just weird. It's just like, but I can't listen to someone that hasn't accomplished or done something or the goals that I want to achieve. And it's like, if I want pizza, don't try to tell me, do scrambled eggs. Like, I'm not going to do scrambled eggs. I want pizza. Like, I buy goals to get pizza. It's like, I don't know. My goals are different. I was like, it's different. And you can't tell me like, basically, sure, starting over is easy, but I need to learn from all my stuff and take it from there and go. I'm not going to like, okay, now it's time to be a school teacher, go back to college. I'm like, no, I'm not going to go backwards in life. No offense if you do it, but hell, I'm just gained too many skills and talents and been through so much BS that to the point where I'm like, I'm ready to take on something bigger, you know?
I think also too, I mean, if your parent or people that care about you don't spend enough time with you, literally, to really get to know who you are, they're just going to give you the advice that they know how to give you from their life experiences, because they don't want you, and I'm hoping that they don't want you to fail. They want you to succeed, and they're going to share with you advice that they only know how to give.
I take it with a great.
We're different too. You know what you're facing is not what they faced at your age.
I don't get mad at my parents. I think they did the best they could with what they knew. And I'm glad my siblings see that too, because it's like they're doing it. It's like we're evolving. Everyone has to evolve. You got to shift gears. I mean, it's like you raising your daughter, it's just like, I mean, I saw it was hard for her to listen to you, but I don't know, there had to be something like a reason why. Well, I guess I could see why. Maybe she is dreaming bigger and different. And so it's hard to have her do something if she's not like, if you're not like what's it called when you look up to somebody? What's it called?
What do you mean?
Like you admire someone like you.
Your role model.
Yeah, a role model.
Oh.
Yeah, because for me, like I never aspired to be like my parents.
No.
And it's not nothing bad. It's just like, that's not what I want. I want a different, something else, Dave. Well, Well, like, take your sons. Like, is it hard for your son to listen to you?
Well, I'm a woman too, and not wanting to cut you off is. So, do you not want to aspire the way your parent, like, because of how your parents acted, or do you feel that you're right? But here's the thing: is we're all different people, and we handle things our own way. So, as a woman, there's just so much advice I can give my college athlete boys. Okay. I've had Antonio, who is, you are my perfect child, like Logan, right? So our arguments, like, I don't see what he's doing. When he was post-surgery for his shoulder surgery, I'd be like, I don't see you doing this. I don't see you doing that. I just want him to succeed. And he'd be like, Mom, you don't know what I do. And he'd be so upset. He's like, you don't know what I do. You're being hard on me. He's like, you have no idea. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to take a step back because he is grown. He's going to be 21 years old this year. And at some point I have to stop avying him. So my advice to my children, I always tell them when it comes to business relationships with their coaches, with their peers, if you find yourself questioning a situation where it's leaving you feeling in a negative type of way, right? Girlfriends, right? High school love, whatever the case may be. And I had to deal with broken hearts with both of my children. And it was the most devastating thing for me because there was nothing I can do or say because as a woman, I have no idea as boys what type of emotions that they're channeling and what they may have picked up from the broken dynamic of our family, right? Because they didn't have their dad at home. So, and that's just the reality of how it was. But I just told them, if you're in a situation, in a relationship where you feel like your partner, business, lover, anything, is making you feel bad about yourself more than you feel happy in that situation, you got to take a step back and say, is this working for me? And is this a healthy thing for me to do? Because it took me almost 50 years to figure that out. And I tell my young girlfriends, don't be like me. Don't be like me where you're finding out later in life.
That's what I want for the youth.
And you have regrets about, I woulda, coulda, shoulda done something differently.
That's how I see with the youth. I'm like, yeah. I feel passionate about like trying to prevent them from going through like stuff we go through. But yeah, I think you did a good job doing that for your boys. Because my mom didn't do any of that. It's more like, I don't think she knew how. I can't get mad at my mom. I think she just didn't know.
Yeah.
And my dad too, it's like, I look back at their stuff, they've been pretty hella traumatized. I'm like,
yeah. Culturally, was it her place to tell you what to do, or was that something that was expected of the man? I mean, it could be a cultural thing too.
But you did it right. You spun it right. I think with what you know, just with what you knew, I think you did it right. I felt like, hey, it feels this way, this way. My parents didn't know anything. They just knew how to keep this dude alive, and
I mean,
good job.
Yeah, and because we all like Asian, Spanish. I mean, it's very, very similar. Yes, right.
Yeah. Chanclas, everything.
Latinos, they party in a certain way, like as opposed to Filipinos. So, I mean, you can't express, your feelings. You can't express.
Well, I like y'all's culture because there's like a lot of hugging and kissing. I didn't get none of it.
No, it is not in my house.
Oh no, really?
No, my mom, she till this day, like I tell her like I love you, and then she's like, me too. She's real.
You don't actually hear the words Gamel. So weird.
That's so weird to me. That makes me sad. Yeah. My mom, she's the one that's like cold-hearted and like, but my dad, like we tell each other
Well, every Latin person I did is like very like, I was like I was saying bye to my family yesterday. It's like weird, awkward. It's like
side hugs. That's how my grandma hugs us. Side hugs. I don't like that.
I'm like, all right, guys, I'm going home.
She's little. Like I just want to grab her like this, and she's like goes in for a side hug.
Oh, that's kind of sad. If I think
that is. Like for my kids, though, what warms my heart is when they're on the phone with their dad, and of course, I'm not in a position to. I don't want to listen because their time with their dad is their time, regardless if it's in person or on the phone. But what really warms my heart is when I hear them say, "I love you," at the end of the conversation, because they're grown. They're 19, 20, going to be 20, 21 years old. They're men, and knowing what they had to deal with in the latter part of their years. They were teenagers where they're going through so many emotions, and the smell that, that's involved, like, hormonally, like what's going on with their bodies. And
No, you felt bad not telling my dad I love him. Like, I don't, I didn't say.
it can be foreign to them too, because for a lot of people, I love you can just be words. And that's the one thing, like, if I tell my boys I love you, and they're like, yeah, I love you too. And I'm like, don't just tell me that you love me for the sake of telling me, because I could feel it. Don't tell me you love me to make me shut up and so you can go hang out with your friends, because don't throw those, because those words are so sacred, because some people never have an opportunity to hear that. And it's so important for me.
I'm grateful for the love words that I've received. Now that I think about it, it's like I'm grateful for those. It's
Those that you feel that are genuine, right? Yeah.
Now I'm having flashbacks. I'm like, man, it's nice. I need to start saying it more.
I tell my friends that I love them. I've said it to you a couple times. I say it to you, and you'll be like, okay, yeah, that's okay. But you want to know what? I know he loves me. I know he cares, that he wants me to be safe, because he wouldn't stick around.
That's right.
And I could feel that. I know when there is a level of genuineness there, because he wouldn't stick around if that was the case. He would have, conversation would have ended 25 minutes ago. Right.
I care for a lot of people. Or I feel like a lot of us feel like alone. I think that's why we stick around a lot. It's just like, we know what it's like to be alone. Kind of sucks. So I'm getting used to it. But, I'm okay with being alone, but I think I would like somebody in my life. I would like a family. I would like to do more. It's like, it doesn't, I think I'm not as driven, because while life is like all of a sudden on autopilot, because I don't really have anyone to live for. It's just like, all right, I can do whatever I want. It's like, I'm not on my schedule, my routine like I used to be. It's just like, I don't know. Like, I see my siblings, they're like clockwork schedules. Like, oh, but you get this for the kids. Like, oh,
but here's the thing too. It's like, I think we're so like trained to kind of compare ourselves and putting other people's successes where we are in our place in life. And I'm like, yeah, they may have a great house and they may have the great car, and they're like, great.
So different.
But behind closed doors, who's to say that they even like each other?
You're right.
Right?
You're right. It's like, like everything on Instagram and social media looks good. It's all fake.
I know people who like post that they're always happy. Behind closed doors, their marriage is not good.
I'm sure everyone thinks I'm all happy, and I'm always like, yeah. Something like post sad. Like, so, well, that's kind of stupid to post sad stuff.
But you can post it whenever you want. That's why it's your why it's your page.
So sometimes it's just like, you're like, it just, I don't know. I don't know.
For me, like, what I get out of your posts on social media is it's spur of the moment and how you're feeling at that moment. Yeah. And it's your page. You do what you want. But I have a question for you, Jasmine.
Yes.
So out of all the people that you know that are close to and close to your heart, if you were to lose any of them and get the news tomorrow morning that they're gone, would you be satisfied in your life to say, that person knew how much I love them, I told them how much I love them, and I have peace in my heart, and I'm never going to feel that guilt that I was not able to tell them that?
100%. I make sure that I always express how much they mean to me, friends, family members and stuff. Also, I've learned to forgive. It was hard. There were certain people that was so hard to forgive.
Yeah.
And I did it. And all because God, just getting closer to Jesus, and that helped me. Like, it was hard to forgive certain people, but I did it. And sometimes it'll come back up, and what was done to me, and I have to forgive them again, and that's okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember you telling me about, I hate that it happens to people. I hate there's evil people out there. And I think because I choose to do good and be good, because I hate those people. It's like watching superhero movies and you're like, I don't like the bad guys. You don't do bad guy stuff. And you tend to do good guy stuff. But it's like everyone, it feels like so many people I meet, it's like, it's unfair that that these things happen. To me, it's like I wish I could snap a finger and this stuff doesn't happen. But like some of the stuff I was watching last night, like people getting groomed and preyed on, it's just like, it's sick. It's just, but I'm happy that there's people out there that are like vigilantes and stuff. I'm like, I kind of want to be a part of it.
Long, what about you? Do you feel like you've told people that are near and dear to your heart that they're aware of how much you love them, and have you told them? Because the last thing I want for you, and I think Jasmine can agree with me because we are women.
Well, I think when you and I broke up, I wanted to talk about it, but you didn't. So with her, I felt like we didn't get the proper closure. That's what I felt, right?
Do the people that are close to you in your life know how much you love them? And have you expressed yourself, maybe not in so many words as I love you? Because here's the thing. It may be weird for you to start now, but even if you can't say, I mean, even if you text them and if they're like, bro, what's up? You know, I'm not dying or anything, but you want to know what? I'm going to let you know.
You know what it is? It's easier for me to open up to people that open up. The ones that, it's like a give and take. If you don't give me enough, I can't give you enough. It's just like, I'll put it out there, but if I don't receive it, that's it. But a lot of my friends, I show them a lot of love. Like, hey, I love you, brother. I love you. Like, it's just like, if they're willing to accept it, I show it. But a lot of people, I'll do it, and it breaks my heart. Like, it kind of hurts my feeling. Like, hey, I love you.
But maybe they will say, I accept that. Or maybe they don't know it there.
No, I get it. So because of that, I don't continue to do it. So I think it's kind of like, I try. I've gotten much better at trying to let people know I love them, by voicing it, hugging, and stuff like that. But it's just like, if I don't receive it, it eventually you don't get it anymore. I think it's just a way of me telling myself they don't really care.
Are you? So you're looking for that reciprocity.
Yeah.
But I may not get the I love you. I may not even get the immediate act of love, but that energy, I can feel it.
Yeah, I feel it. I think a lot of people, like even like the women I date, I think I stick around because I can feel it. Because but for me to understand, like I understood the stuff that hurt you and stuff. I think it helped me a lot, understand you a lot better. And I'm not quick to judge. I want to understand why. Let's like this ceramic chair. I want to understand how they came up with that finish. So I have to understand the process. I have to understand the whole thing instead of just saying, oh, it's whatever. It's just like, I like to, I think how I grew up and went to college and stuff, like my career path, it's understanding the process, understanding like how did this chair get made, how that, like, I like to watch how it works, how it, like something that, I think that kind of like helped me become more patient in people. And I'm like, well, if they're mad, let me understand why they're mad. It's like when, like her Sabrina and I, as the other day, like I was like getting frustrated, but she helped me understand that she had this plan. I'm like, well, if I was more patient, or if I would have asked, like if she would have told me this, I would have been way more patient, instead of like losing my cool. But it's just like, and then once I understood, it was easier to like, oh, okay, I forgive. It's like, it's okay, I understand. But I think understanding everything, no matter what it is, how to cook, the process of cooking, and if you do this step wrong, like the outcome.
And it's also it's patience too, and it's funny because you brought up forgiveness, and I think the beauty of forgiveness, and I think what a lot of people forget, in my opinion, again, it's always my opinion. I could be completely wrong and Delulu, but at least here, the beauty of forgiveness is that while you can choose to forgive somebody, it doesn't mean you have to let them back in your life.
Yeah, it's definitely, it could be like a lesson. It's just it's like
But sometimes people do, because they feel, because of that reconciliation, people feel that, oh, they forgave me. If you've now opened the door.
think this is why
I faced that not too long ago. So in 2020, I lost my son. So I gave birth, and then he was 4 days old. We had to pull him off of life support. So his dad and I did not work out. Well, 3 years later, last year in October, he reached out to me, and heard from him. Like, I completely cut ties and everything. I didn't want anything to do with him, right? Um, he emailed me, and it was a heartfelt email, and I told him I forgive you. I gave him a heartfelt email response back and all of that, whatever. Then when I told him, like, I forgive you, I have forgiven you and stuff like that, he thought it was okay to come back into my life. And I said no.
Well, it sucks because you went through a lot. He should have.
Closure that I didn't know I needed
How? When?
with the email.
Oh, dang! It's like that long. Shit.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It flows. It's so emotional only because of hearing that. I don't know how I would be able to fathom the loss of a child. I really don't. And it was hard. Having sitting here so poised and so articulate and being able to share that so openly and not that, like, I'm getting emotional about it. Like, I just think that that's so powerful because my parents lost a child. I had an older brother that died before I was born. And that was something that I never understood how my parents could have survived that. And they did.
Was he a baby?
He was under 2 years old because in the Philippines at the time, they didn't do surgery. And he had a hole in his heart, which is so immense now. But 50 years ago, they didn't do surgery.
And I had a heart disease too.
Right? And I mean, that created the dynamic of my family. I mean, my parents lost this son. They were at work. My older sister found him, and she was a baby herself.
Yeah.
And she put him in his crib. And now my sister, she suffers from mental illness, and that could be, the idea is that this could have been that hidden trauma.
Yeah.
Oh, it is. But we're never going to know because it was never, she never verbated that.
Your parents probably didn't know how to like handle it. Say, hey, this is not your fault. Like, it's.
But she was a baby. I think she was like 5 years old at the time. She was a big.
Still, man, I was hanging out with my niece and nephews yesterday. They're like really smart.
Super smart at that age.
They're so. Yeah, the thing is like, so they mimic, like, the boys were like whipping it out, peeing in the grass, and my niece is like, how about like go?
With what?
So it's so cute. It's so cute because they're not stupid. They pay attention.
Oh, they pick up everything.
And then I'm like, oh, I should stop smoking cigars because I make it look cool. And they're like, I want to try. I'm like, no, 25. But still, it's like let's see a little carrot. Yeah, and then I understand why my siblings are probably like, oh, we don't want our kids around you because you're all tatted up. So it's just like because they, But then again, I don't blame them because a lot of people like that do what I do a lot of bad things. So it's like in the movies and stuff, like the guy that drives the Carly, the gangster, smokes cigars.
That's stigma.
But yeah, it is. But the thing is, like, it's also playing it safe too because I'm a good uncle. They're like, oh, he looks like my uncle. Hey. Then boom, something bad happens. Like that could happen, and then I would blame myself. I'm like, man, I should have never. I don't know. Maybe I would like, hey, I should have taught them something. I don't know. But it could happen that way, right? And like, then I'd have to live with that. Like, dang, like I was such a good uncle or cool uncle that they thought every dude that looked at me was a good person. Especially if I had a daughter and she's like, my dad is such a badass, nice gangster. And then she started dating guys like that. And then I'm like, boy, I'm just like, yeah. It's just like.
Well, as an uncle, it's not your job to parent.
Oh, yeah. So I still have to set an example.
But you can set an example and keep them safe. But again, it's not your job to parent. You're supposed to give them candy and ice cream and make their day fun and give them back.
Well, there's got to be a way.
The schools, instead of teaching them like random, so they should teach kids how to spot danger, stay away from danger. And it's just like, I don't know, everyone, it's like wolf in sheep's clothing. It's just like, yeah, the stuff I was watching last night is like, it made me kind of like piss me off because it's like people that are at church molesting kids. It's just like,
You're so within the family,
and the family thing too. It's like I was like,
our thing, they're the uncles and
It's
Wrong fam.
it's so common. I'm like, how do we like? Well, it's so hard to spot these people. They're like blending right. They blend
But
it.
that's where you have to have for me, you have to train your kids. You said it yourself. They see everything, they absorb everything, okay? If mom and dad are having an argument, right, and it's one-sided, they're going to immediately think that whoever is more vocal is right.
I think it's true. I watched.
Being louder doesn't make it right.
Yeah, I watched. It's because they're waiting. They're being loud so the other person can submit. I watched a little clip about it. And I'm like, dude, like, 'cause growing up, I hated when my parents got into it. You know, I think it brings a big fear. I think that's why I don't like to argue. If I'm like,
You brush it under the rug.
yeah,
Little boy.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know if I accept it or not. But I'm a
That's enabling too. And I think a lot of times I don't like, again, unpopular opinion. I always say, you know, for myself too, in my past relationships, how much did I enable that partner so it gets to the point where if I had stood up for myself, if I had voiced if I just told them how I felt, again, going back to emotions, rather than trying to keep the peace, right? Because you don't want to be confrontational. No, you're not being confrontational. You're protecting your heart and you're setting boundaries. That's what people don't seem to understand. You are not being confrontational. You're setting a boundary for yourself. And at that point, you're not going to have the fear moving forward. Like, if anything, if my kids don't have, like, if my kids fall into a pattern, right? And it happens with all adults, humans, right? Even animals. If they fall into a pattern, like, you know what, then I'm going to try to teach my grandchildren or see if they could at least move on with their children, with my grandchildren, because I don't want my kids to live in fear.
Yeah.
Okay. And how do you recognize it? You can't see it. But if you feel something, and I'm a firm believer of following your gut and your intuition, if you have that feeling, voice your opinion. And if you are met with negativity and a hostile debate,
that is not your play.
then that
change your environment. Like,
that's a problem. That's a problem because we have the choice. Our choices of whatever decision we make is going to put us into that next stage.
I agree. That's a good one. I think it's very true. I think growing up, my parents were so strict, stay quiet. It's just like the adults are talking. And I think because of that, I allowed so many things to slide. And it's, I don't know, it just made me, I think people take advantage of it because it's like when I'm too nice and I don't voice my opinions and fears or whatever, it's just like you get ran over. Then like I've gotten a lot better. Now I just laugh at people like, oh, that's how I test people now. I test people's loyalty, how far they would go, how much they would lie, how much they would screw me over.
But you're not going to say anything to them if you catch them in a lie?
If I do now. But the thing is, like for me, is like I would rather lose a small investment now than later. It's like it's like let's say a business. I'd rather lose. I lost 150 grand. If I lost 150 grand versus like 2-3 million, it's like
But why lose anything at all?
Well, I needed to test the loyalty. How do you know? How do you test the loyalty? How do you trust? Thing is the trust. It's hard. Like when they broke the trust, that's when I can never trust them again.
Perfect example. I mean, look what happened last weekend, right? I trust my intuition. There was a situation.
Well, the thing is, some people are so good at it, though. The thing is so good. Like
the old me maybe would have done that. You want to know what? The old me would have been patient, and I would have given grace, and I would have waited, and I would have been like, okay, making excuses for other people. But at the end of the day, my gut was like, something is not right. So what did I do? I cut it off. And the level of being gaslit, I was like, oh, wow, this is a side of you I didn't know existed. And you know what? The old me would have continued to make excuses and who would have been patient and would have been loving and said, oh, you're right. You're right. Because I would have allowed whatever issues or whatever busyness that they were going through, and I would have undermined whatever I did didn't seem as important to the world. So whatever they do, which might be more powerful in society, it gives them more freedom to make those excuses.
Well, the thing is, also, like, how do you find someone's intentions? Because I think if you could figure out intentions is...
They show you your intent. Well, they're exposed themselves.
Honestly, this book right here helps. I think, this book helps. Like,
Are you going to hit it with questions?
yeah, let's do a question. 'Cause I feel like what we're going through right now is like, how do we figure it out? Like, the thing is, like, no one ever asks the hard questions. Like, this book asks the right questions.
I ask the hard questions all the time. You want to know? I get a phone call back. I get a response to a text message. You want to know what I say to myself? Next.
Same. What I've been telling myself lately is rejection is protection. And if I rejected from that person, thank you, God, you're protecting me.
That's how I'm seeing it now. Like, I'm still trying to figure things out. But I've realized, like, it made me realize, like, I don't think I've ever, like, had actual real love relationships. I just, like, it just never fully, it's cool. Like, some people, like, have dated 3-4 years. But then again, if it doesn't work out, like, were you ever loved or what happened? I don't know. It's just...
I talked about this with you. I mean, is it really the longevity of a relationship that gives you that?
You can be with somebody for a long time and not know who they are.
That person's got to choose you, and you've got to choose that person at the end of the day.
No, I agree. I think...
I choose you, and I choose you in those bad moments, even more so than when it's good.
That to me, it makes a big deal because, like, my money's always up and down. And, like, if someone chooses to spend time with me, hang out with me at my low, like you did for me, I was at my low, and I'm like, that's a good sign. Like, but when I'm, like, up, it makes me paranoid because there's so much gold diggers and women that chase, the grass is greener type thing. So it's real bad it's really hard for men to date because we don't know how to choose the right women, and we don't want to fall in love with
Yourself too.
Well, the thing is, we can't just...
Your environment.
The environment's bad. It's just like, I've always been out in the clubs and stuff, and it's always the wrong... The thing is, it's like, the thing is, women, if you look for men out in the clubs, the club is... If right now I'm single and I just want to hook up, the club, I just go to a bar club. It's gotten way too easy. People don't even care about how sacred sex is anymore. It's just like, it's so easy, and it's like almost like a game that people brag about, but it's like, no one wins. And now the STDs coming out like crazy.
Bad.
Right?
Fun ass.
CD or like, I'm here, like, so-and-so got STDs. I'm like that. I don't know. It's like, I dodged a bullet. It's like I was talking about the lust demon. Like, I'm glad I somehow got rid of my lust demon, and I'm like, it's a superpower.
Me too.
Because, like, I'm like, you're hot, but I'm like, you might have STDs. Like how many of these ran through you? And, like, dude, it's so, if you start thinking like that, it like, sex kind of like it's just turned off. Because it's like, yeah. It's
Supposed to be. I mean, it's
very sacred. To me, I've had a couple or maybe a few one-night stands, and it's crappy. I don't know. It was like it was horrible. When I was in love, it's like, when we it was more unemotional, and I was sober doing it. It's like, I enjoyed that way better. All right, I don't mean to, like, put it out there, but it's just like when it was like, like the morning. I like the morning stuff. It was I don't know. I enjoyed it. It's...
What are you talking? Back on the track.
I'm just trying to make a point. It's just like, if it's chick, it's just. I think it's like if it's intentional lovemaking, it's better.
Right? So
That's what I'm trying to get to. Sorry.
We in the right focus?
We can cut it out, but it's like it's so easy to go out there. Y'all can sit back and record, and I'll go over there to that bar or over there to that beer.
Okay, so as a grown adult,
Mhm.
man,
I say wait. For guys right now, wait.
At what point do you say to yourself, I am going to be brave enough to not stick to what's easy?
I should talk about it. Like, I've never had anyone talk about it until recently, and I'm like, you know what? I'll wait. And it tested me. I'm like, and then when I finally felt like I had control over it, I was like, well, why did I not have control in the past? I think it's because it's like the new culture, the hookup culture thing. It's just like they're trying to normalize it.
And when the alcohol's involved too.
feel you.
Well, I've gotten past that part. I was like, dude, I've really like drinking all. It's like everything right now should be, but I was able to control it. I'm like, I felt like I just got rid of a demon, and
Dude,
that's what it felt like.
you're putting yourself in a situation where you don't have to take responsibility after you feel good at the moment, and then you can step away, and you don't have to worry about how that person feels. And
There's so much more on the line now, like because of STDs and getting pregnant, and there's so much more on the line now. It's just like it's not even worth it. I don't know. It's like they got like robots that are coming out. So you never.
now, then what were you gonna say about that? As far as the one night like you were just about to say something, and
So like the getting drunk and hooking up. Yeah. So you spiritually, you're spiritually marrying that person.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. I still think she had it.
And then like whatever bad, we all have bad sins.
Yeah,
That bad sin is
it's transferred over. It's just like the movie Avatar. It's like all the trauma, It's like when they do that. The thing.
think about it, right? So if you were with him, and then me or whoever is now with him, what negative energy that you may have passed on to him in that moment of intimacy,
Sure.
it's now, and then now it's like you wake up the next day and you're like, why do I just?
I think eventually you feel empty inside because you've given yourself so much, and then you're attracting the wrong. It's like you're like a vessel. It's like
It's exactly what it is. Like so those demons are like, oh, like your demons want to feed off of.
And that's it breaks monocies, and it literally just accumulates,
Yeah.
right? And you're literally, the more partners people are with, it's just passing on from the next person to the
Yeah.
next person to the next person.
that's why like the whole like the swinger stuff and all that. I just don't.
It's transferring.
I'm like there's no point. I was like I'm glad I didn't partake in any of that stuff. It's just like they don't understand what they're doing. They're just transferring nasty, and then even STDs. It's just like it's like giving up your soul and then not having soul. I'm glad I have a very low body count.
I mean, for me, I think the word swingers and open relationships,
Yeah.
it's just literally a title to give you an excuse to not have that committed relationship with the proper morals and values of what's considered healthy, right? For me, I don't know how I could see myself being in a healthy, mutually agreed upon marriage relationship with somebody that's going to say, all right, babe, I'm not coming home tonight because I'm going to go swing with that one. Or since we have an open relationship, I'm going to go, I'm not coming home for a week because we had that mutually agreed thing without. Why are you married?
Yeah, and then I think if you're a good person, that guy brings home like more demons to someone that's innocent and good, and just like, oh, it's just like, and then if that's STD, and then STD, it's like, dude, people take health and life for granted until something bad happens. Like I've met some people that had like herpes and stuff, and I'm like, dude, and then it's like it breaks my heart because their life kind of just like it sucks. It sucks to live with that, and it sucks that you can't really find someone that's okay with it. You become sad.
Sacrifice.
I become a sad life.
Decision.
Yeah, and it's just like, how do we prevent poor decisions? It's just like
For like 30 minutes of pleasure or whatever.
How do you prevent basic discipline? Not putting yourself in a position where you're going to enhance it with other substances.
Yeah.
It's an escape. For people want to feel good. We're in a feel good society. Everybody wants to feel good, and everybody wants to have excuses.
yeah.
Then they victimize themselves.
I could have easily done. I'm glad I figured things out and kind of got out of everything. I think if the path I was going down, I could have easily just been like all those people. It's just like, damn, like I'm grateful. I'm just grateful. Like, and all I want to do now is just make money, travel, eat, see beautiful nature stuff. It's like I'm glad my life has just changed. I don't know. It's just only recently like I've just woken up and I'm like, what the hell? It's like I got the demon just left there. I'm like, hey, what do I do now? It's just like I don't know how to. I've just had that demon for so long, and I'm just so glad I never crossed certain lines because and gotten anything that's like permanent. It's just like I dodged a bullet somehow. Like I'm grateful for that. Like, cause I've met some people and it's just like, it's so sad. It's just like, I hear their stories and I'm like, damn. But I feel like everything could be somehow prevented somehow. But I wouldn't want it to happen to anybody I know, especially family, kids, niece and nephews. It's sad. I don't want anyone to be a victim to any of this. I just feel like it could be prevented.
Well, I mean, we can't save everybody. We could only just with our children because they are our future generation. And, you had your moment of clarity. And as a single mom, like, where was your moment of clarity where you were like, you know what? These are my boundaries. This is what I'm steadfast. And you can pass on your boundaries and what you believe in to your daughter, but she's a different person. And as you want her to be able to have her self-confidence and strength to be able to make those decisions. They may not have to align with your decisions, but you can say, okay, if you're ever in this situation, trust your gut. And where was your moment of clarity as an adult single mom where you could say, you know what? I have no problem moving forward in life on my own. Although I want companionship, I want to be able to make sure that whoever I do decide to be with or that can contribute to each other with peace and harmony. Hadn't even got to that point of clarity.
It all clicked for me and made sense when I gave my life to God.
And when was this?
This was in 2023.
Yeah, I remember you telling me this. And I love that you were open to me about it. I think it was it was the catalyst for me,
because I was living in the world, I was out there partying on the weekends. I was living for the weekend.
Yep.
I was partying on the weekends. I was drinking. I was like, oh, well, like my daughter has a roof over her head and everything she wants and needs, whatever, right? And I would leave her with my parents and they would take care of her. Then moving away from my hometown, I didn't have a babysitter. My daughter was older. So I was like, oh, like I need to focus, I have a daughter. I can't be bringing different men and I can't be going out partying. And I felt like I was wasting my life.
Yeah. It's good you said that because I've met a lot of girls that do that too. Is they babysit and then they come party with me. I'm around a ton of party girls, so I know all that party girl lifestyle. I've seen a lot.
I didn't know I was living in sin.
No, it's people don't, and
because you see everyone else doing it.
I'm glad I'm like the good party guys, like responsible. Let me get you Uber, some types like that. Because it could have been bad. Because I'm glad I wasn't the bad guy. Because a lot of bad things could happen like that. Because people, they have kids. I don't know. It's just like I kind of feel bad being that guy because I was part of the problem. Like, yo, come out, I'm popping bottles, something like that, and just like find a babysitter. Here's some money. It's like I was part of the problem. I don't like that. I'm glad I don't do that anymore. But that lifestyle's done and over. It was definitely like a rock star lifestyle. I've done some rock star stuff. Pretty cool, not cool. But now that it's not good for the other person. I feel bad for using them for a good time, not sexually, just for a good time. Yeah, that's very irresponsible.
And the fact that you can admit that now is very responsible of you.
Yeah, I didn't. It's like I didn't know any better, but now that I'm talking to people, and I'm like, man, like things could have gone bad. I'm glad I'm a gentleman about it, but there's other guys that are not. It's like, especially, it's just like if I normalize it and they think it's not okay to do it with me, and then Long's a great guy to party with. Let's try this guy, and then they get traffic or something, and there's a lot of bad things can happen. I just feel like now that I'm more aware, I'm seeing, things without that rose-colored glasses. I'm just like, whoa, that's a bad person. Like, how did I get associated with that guy? It's just like I'm more aware, and like, man, I'm just glad. I don't know. I just want to be a part. I just don't want to be a part of the problem. I just want to somehow prevent the problem.
Well, that person could also be lost in their own way. You can be part of, you could be the catalyst of them to recognize their ways. And at some point, you say, all right, it's not, they're not listening, it's not working.
No, you're right, because a lot of my stripper friends and stuff, like they're good. They're good now. I'm happy.
They're out of the business.
They're out. They got a family. They're married. They go to church. It's like they've somehow got rid of that demon and are like, whoa. It's like the Matrix, like stuff like that. It's like, boom, we're like the mind control's over, and we're like, wow, what the hell happened? You know, and then they go back to a normal life. You know, it's so. You know, if we talk about like the cults and the mind manipulation and demonic stuff, it's like it's out there. There are people out there that intentionally manipulate people, intentionally scam people, intentionally do bad things. You know, it's like we're not aware because we go in with good intentions.
Especially in that environment, the strip club.
Dude, strip club, art, everywhere in Dallas is like really bad. I just like I'm starting to see it here in this area too, but it's just like not as bad. But people over there, it's almost like they sold their souls to demons, and their mission is to screw people's lives over.
I've never heard stories or actually heard experiences from people that worked so dang hard to rob people. That energy that you could put was good.
Yeah.
Makes no sense to me. So what? You could save an hour and a half of your life just doing the right thing. You know what I'm saying? Like doing dash. I don't even know.
Yeah, it's never. You're right. Like it's like crime doesn't pay. Like I was a drug dealer at a young age and got busted. Thank goodness I didn't watch Breaking Bad, because it would have taught me how to be a better drug dealer. I would have just like, boom, this is my life. And I'm so glad I got busted, and did my time. I'm glad, because you know, like people could die. Like I was just like, how do I live with myself if I sell something that can kill somebody? It's just like, it's like I'm doing like the devil's work, and I don't know. It's just like. But the thing is, like, no one really told me anything. You know, it's like I'm just winging it with some friends, and yeah, I get picked. Like,
but as an adult, you should know what's better. And here's the thing, because I am so against victim mentality, and you know, this isn't a knock at you. Okay, you know what you did was wrong. You paid the price. You pay the time.
No, it's actually the thing is, the crazy thing that I didn't, because we were doing pre. I was just giving it away. You know, it was illegal, and until I got pulled over by a minivan. Like,
how did you not know it was illegal? Did you literally just come off the boat and get...
I was a good kid, and I was some bad friends. Didn't know, like,
This time I sit in. I don't know what this is. It makes me feel weird.
oh, little little, but no, trust me, I'll trust me on this. Until I got locked up, I'm like, oh shit, this is serious. Like, I think there are people out there that don't even know things.
Did you miss class at school?
Yeah, my parents didn't. I didn't go sex educate. I didn't do any of that, because there's like my mom, like, that's a devil. Like,
Just say no. Like, but so you... Where did you go to school where you had to have permission to just say, project?
okay, listen.
They do. This year's in the form, can your child be in this class?
My mom was.
Second grade, our mom, I was in Alex school, huh? Like Athletes school.
My mom was. Yeah, puzzled to tell her. I don't think my siblings. I didn't know anything about sex until like I said, I lost my virginity at 25. I was more like doing what I saw on you know, the internet. But it's like this. Look. This is why raising kids is so important. I felt like my parents did the best of their knowledge. Okay, but if they would have done better, I just know, cause I hang out with Sabrina. I'm like, man, if you were my mom, I'd be such a different kid. Like playing piano, guitar.
Is it the best that they can do based on what...
No, I get it. That's what I said. But like, the thing is, like, I can't get mad and whatever, because I just didn't know.
So do it differently in a way that's positive. I mean,
I'm trying to like tell you, hey, I want everyone to be better parents somehow. You know, just be aware. Like, I want to be a better example too. You know, it's like I'm like, because people do look up to me. I'm like, hey, like, that's bad. Just because I've done this doesn't mean you should do it. It's just like, I don't want people to hurt people. If you're gonna hurt anybody, you hurt yourself. Okay, it's like, if I'm gonna do anything, I don't want to like peer pressure anybody. And, you know, I've done that before. It's like, what's the point in that? You know, you can ruin their lives. I've seen people's lives get ruined, and it's just like, all for what? What did I get at it? What'd you get at it? Like, what's the point?
You can peer pressure people, but in a way that's positive. I mean, with Sabrina, I peer pressured her into paddleboarding with me. She did not want to go for the library. She's like, oh, hell no. She didn't want to go on that paddleboard, whatever. And you know what? I pressured her, and I was like, just please, just come with me. Come. And you want to know what? She had the choice to not do it. But when she did do it, she had a blast.
Yeah.
And again, it's because you have something in your head and it's like, I don't even have that. I don't share that common interest. Like, why should I do it? So that you have the ability of it's positive.
It's just promoting positive things. It's like, why promote the negative stuff? Why promote hookup culture? Why promote this and that when you can just, I think it's like, the thing is that we need to be aware of what's good and bad. And we need to teach the youth how to spot these things. You know, it's like, just imagine if some dude grooming you, like, hey man, put up the butt. Like, this is good for you. I'm like, and I fell for it. Just imagine, like, I'm like, hey guys, you got to put up the butt too. Like, it's like, it makes no sense. Like,
Well,
I'm just like, it starts from childhood. I think this is what I'm trying to get, guys. It starts from childhood.
It starts at home.
Yeah, it starts at home. It's just like, my parents they did the best they could. They worked a lot. They're never home. I had to help raise my siblings stuff. It's just like, but no one taught me how to do it. It's just like, I made my siblings do push-ups. I basically tortured my sibling. Push-ups, run, put your knees on the spiky side of the rug. I was just like, I was a mean brother. In their eyes, I was definitely mean. But they turned out to be pretty awesome. But I didn't know any better. You know, no one taught me how to, you know, I'm probably like, hey, eat some butter.
I would have thought you were mean if you made me do push-ups and all of that.
They definitely think it's mean, but my siblings are studs. All of my siblings could outdo a lot of people. Like, I was mountain biking, and my sister from Alaska smoked all my friends. I'm like, what? She's a girl, but I don't know. She rock climbs. I don't know. My sisters are badasses. If y'all be hanging out with my family, y'all be like, I like it, y'all better than Long. So yeah.
But here's the thing: is that you're basically the way you handled your siblings from a physical aspect and knowing how they're succeeding in that and they're like good at it. You were a part of that.
The thing is, like, we kind of got lucky, but the thing is, like, we kind of got lucky in a way. But I'm like, how? Maybe we just got lucky because things could have just definitely took a turn. Like, I don't know. So it's like, I look at other people. It's like their life, like, you know, it's like my friends' kids, and like they were done. Everything was done right, and all they didn't know meeting the wrong person could ruin their lives. You know, like nobody knows. Like, no one knows how to spot these red flags, spot these bad. It's just like your life can get fucked up.
Here's the thing. When your kids get into the bad crowd, right? Yeah. What happens? They're getting some type of attention, some type of reinforcement in that behavior because something's lacking somewhere.
Yeah.
Something's lacking somewhere.
That definitely happened to me because I felt lacking. I felt alone. So I started hanging out with.
Right. You're not getting it at home. So now you're getting it somewhere else, right? What happens? Oh, Johnny's mom doesn't do that. Johnny's dad doesn't discipline him. Like, he doesn't have to clean up his room and this and that. Well, great for Johnny's mom because mom, right? And this is how it's going to be. And if you choose to not do it, then you're going to have to face the consequences. And if you want to tell people that I'm crazy and that I'm mean, well, too bad.
You know, the crazy thing is, this is how like gangs start. You know, I could easily joined a lot of gang stuff because I wanted to fit in, and then they prey.
Okay,
They prey on this stuff. It's just like, you know, I hate bad people. I just don't get why people do bad things. It's like, well, what really gets me is like the whole trafficking and pedophile thing. This is like, why pick on innocent?
Well, that's
kids?
Very deep.
Yeah, it does.
It's very biblical.
Yeah, I gotta show you some of the stuff I've been watching. It's like the whole demonic Satanist thing. It's like the Illuminati. It's like the whole Hollywood thing. It's just like it goes deep. Like there's like these little signs, and I'm disappointed in people who sell their souls too. I'm like, ooh.
Well, is it really disappointment, or can you feel a level of sympathy for them because they're not strong enough?
Well, the thing is, I would like to understand why.
Right.
You know what? You're right. I would like to understand how they got to that decision. It's like I like to watch like architects and designers, like how they came up. I like to come with their process. I just like the design process, but it's like, I guess it plays in a lot of different things. You're like, so why did you decide to kill that person? And then they make a documentary, and you're like, oh, it's just like. And also, I get mad at the whole fake news propaganda, and I don't know.
Rage baiting.
Yeah,
right?
all that. It's like these marketing companies need to do better, need to be doing it for good instead of evil, and especially if they know it's evil, bad for somebody. Like, dude, like, how do you live with yourself promoting this for like little
It's
kids?
the greed of that monetization.
Yeah,
If you think about it, right? There are people that deliberately, like, and I learned my first experience with rage baiting was when my sister's husband was killed. And there was no social media really other than Facebook. There was no real Instagram or Twitter or anything of that. And I had to read on Facebook or on the internet, like, you know how some newspapers have their online paper.
Yeah.
And I actually had people blaming my deceased brother-in-law for his own death. And I'm responding to them and I'm going at it. And it's a back and forth thing. And then finally, someone chirped in and said, hey, Christine, every time you respond, they're making money off of those comments. And that's where monetization comes in, because it doesn't matter
well, man,
what you're typing. Someone could just put a period there so they can follow the comments, and they're monetizing.
the thing is that this is why people say money is evil, because people worship money. Money should only be a tool. Like, this is why if they're doing that for money, it's just like, how do I stir up some problem for money? It's just
so different than women putting their feet up on whatever stand or whatever. And
I guess it boils down to what the boundaries are. You got to figure out, like, hey, what am I? Like, there's a movie that was a great movie. This guy was like, he loved his wife, and I think she was like bedridden and money thing, and he was like, I'll drink my own pee for money. Who's gonna pay me? It's a TV show. It's, Black Mirror. It's on there. It's Black Mirror. It's not for. You gotta. It's very triggering.
sounds very dark.
It can get dark. I can't finish the whole thing. I'll watch it like 1 year or like I'll space it out, because you have to. I don't know. Lately, I've just been like, it's so easy to trigger me with certain things now. I think it's because I'm aware. Before, I'm just like, oh, it's just whatever. But really, it's not.
I'll feel for you though, because I mean, when we're talking about people that won't pay to get peed on, I get whatever the case may be, right?
Yeah.
While that is happening, that's not conventional and it's not a common thing that's going on. And I wouldn't want to focus on a show that can criticize and thinking that by looking at me and
Okay. Yeah. Yes or no. I think with me is I'm curious. I'm curious how this is made. How I'm curious. My curiosity is what gets me a deep dive. But it's like, now that I have like more, like my heart's more whatever. It's just like I feel more. And it angers me that this doesn't have to happen that way. You know, I'm very passionate. Like, I'm happy to see people giving back to the community, because they know what it's like to not have a father or food, or, you know, just like little things. And when me traveling to third world country or something like that, it humbles me. Cause I'm like, I don't need shit to be happy. Like, why are, you know, like me getting into it with so and so, like, hey, you're attached to this stuff. I get it. Like, the van life is probably a good reset for a lot of people too. It's just like, you know, I think about it, like, I probably do van life. I love nature. I can just go, like, what's the Discovery Channel photographer? It's just like the sky's the limit when you let go of.
So you want to simplify?
No, yes and no. It's just like when you understand that you can't take this stuff with you when you die. And it's like, I don't like to give gifts either, because sometimes it's like, I stopped giving gifts for my niece and nephews. Like, what's the point? And then like, it's like for my birthday, I'm like, don't buy me anything. I already have everything I need. And sometimes you give me stuff, I don't need it. You know, it's just like, why do we do these things for attachment? But I get why sometimes. It's just like, when it comes down to like survival or whatever, let it go. You know, like, it doesn't mean anything. Oh, it's like the marketing. Marketing gets you to somehow attach to something, make it sound important. Because right now everyone's posting about being on a yacht and a beach, and like, I can just sit in the grass over there. And, I don't know.
Well, I mean, whatever floats your boat. It also depends on the level of income. I mean, because I can never relate to that. I mean, if I were to win the lottery right now, I would still want to find a job that suits me, and I may not tell people, but I I can't see myself spending $10,000 on a watch when I very well might buy land and then pull every adult doggy out of the shelter.
I
And
think this is why everyone needs people. This is what it would help. It's like for people to travel and put yourself in people's shoes, and this will let you know what priorities are. So what
don't have that kid.
No, they don't. I got lucky. You know, I've gotten to do some really cool stuff. But then again, it comes down to money. If I had it, I think usually I would help people. Like, this is what I did. I helped people out last year and gotten screwed. And then I still want to help people out. I just want to make sure I help out the right people. I'm disappointed that they screwed me over, and it's like, yeah. I don't know what's going to happen if I run into that.
You ever thought about going on a mission trip?
I've done a lot of helping churches and stuff.
Like specifically a mission trip.
What is a mission trip?
In where my kids went to school in Melissa, I found a lot of the kids that graduated, like they be football players even, that were qualified, probably could get great scholarship. But they're now in Peru and Dominican Republic, and they're on these missions for 2 years of their life, helping these third world children as part of their church. The church sponsors it, or it's fundraised, or whatever the case may be. I mean, is that something like, have you ever thought about doing that? Because we cannot save the world. No. Our opinions could be giving people a migraine right now.
Yeah. No, you're right. There's so many different combinations of life. It's just like, we can't. There's no solution, one solution for everything. There's not. It's just like, it's just there's
like
not.
Channel your confusion, your anger, on why people are doing things, because you want to know what. Sometimes I don't want to know why people do things.
Yeah.
I really don't want to know why, but
I know why. Well, because of the good and evil.
Yeah, I know.
That's right. It just boils down to that.
It really is. It really does boil down to, because the stuff. Every time I try to figure something out, I start going to like the spiritual good and evil, because it's just like,
That's all it is. That's good and evil.
that's
and specifics don't matter at this point. There's right and there's wrong. Right is like law, like our legal system. It doesn't matter what. Like, yes, they're gonna want to know what a motive is, right? Because that determines that determines what the final decision may be. But at the end of the day, there's always going to be a right and a wrong, evil versus good. And I don't want to know how you got to that point. I just know that it's not right. Yeah.
I'm always curious. I guess it's what you can stomach. Also, it's just like,
Why put yourself down that rabbit hole?
No, it depends.
I stopped doing that. I stopped taking my son.
I'm eventually gonna get out of it, because I think it's like, no, I'm glad I'm aware of things, and I'm setting limits. It's like, I'm glad I can kind of like know my limits. Also, it's like working out, all this. It's just like, well, let me get in the right information. It's like politics. Also, I remember I was like super into politics, and then now I'm super into this. It's just like, whenever any hobby I get into, I just go extreme until I feel like I've done what I've gotten out of it. Like, I don't know. I think it's just me, because I was an athlete my whole life, not my whole life, but I was an athlete my young life, and it just kind of like ingrained it in me, like to compete and achieve until you achieve it. It's just like, yeah, I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, because I've hurt myself like pretty bad doing like my shoulders and stuff, so it could be a bad thing. And then her right there, she was an athlete, and now her knees are jacked.
Yeah.
Both knees. It's sad. So I guess knowing limits, now that I'm older, I know my limits.
And sometimes you don't know what your limits are unless something actually happens. I mean, you get forced into that limitation, because I'm going to be 54 in a month and a half, and I have never wrapped my head around like I do now, like getting 10 hours of sleep or 8.
I'm happy.
Why am I tired and why am I sore from sleeping?
Yeah.
Right? It's just, well, at least you're curious about it.
And I never understood that, but it happened. I never thought I would get to that point. But now I know, like, I have to think about, what did I do the day before, or what didn't I do?
The routine, the way you feed your body, all that.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm trying to get back into a better routine, change things. It's just, once life gets, you got to shift gears. I feel like I'm old enough that every so often I evolve, and it's time to shift gears, leave the past behind. And I'm happy I could do that, because there's so many different versions of me, and yeah, it's like, what quote is it? Like whatever version you met, it's like that's the old version. I've had so many versions of myself. It's like, it's cool to evolve. It's like, I'm glad I don't get stuck. And like some people get stuck in a job forever and they don't really know what's out there. And it's sad. You know, it's like eating vanilla ice cream for the rest of your life. And then one day eating cookies and cream, like, what the? You know, now I'm like, this is some ice cream. But I'm craving ice cream now. But that's, you know, I'm pretty sure we went way too long on the podcast. The timer's not working. But I guess we can wrap it up, you know. Anything else you guys want to say before we wrap it up?
No, I mean, Jasmine, meeting you for the first time, and
She's a good person.
so sweet. Your energy, like, you have a glow about you anyway.
Yes, yeah.
Thing.
What attracted to her was like felt like she had this kind of energy.
When I look at you, and I like, you have a very serene. There's something so serene about you. It's almost ethereal, and like, I feel.
Now, if she was a bad guy, she's doing pretty good. So,
but again, like any woman that could talk, like, again, a loss of a child and your experiences, you know, being able to share what you know, your transformation into your path with God. You know, a lot of people don't want to talk about that.
no, everyone thinks they're alone too. It's just like, I know so many people that went through it, and I can't go through it, so I can't really explain it. But I want to understand. I don't want to leave you out in the cold. It's just like, I want to understand, because it does happen to a lot. I want to say it's happened to every girl that I've dated.
That. What?
Yeah. I'm like,
What has happened? What?
like abortion or some
A loss.
a loss. So
Right?
yeah,
So
yeah, and
it's your loss.
yeah, and
Yeah.
it's I don't know. It's sad. I don't know how to help you guys, but I want to understand. But I know like more than, it's almost like 80% of the women I know have gone through it.
So when I was going through it, I was just praying and praying and praying, and I wasn't religious then, you know. I just
It works.
just prayed and prayed. God gave you strength.
You are, right? These losses, they don't define who we are. And some people who
I wanted to give up.
exactly.
Yeah.
And being able to know that we are going through our own personal challenges, and being able to understand that these challenges, while they don't define who we are, it definitely does affect how we navigate through life. And it allowed us a better understanding. So there isn't, you know, we're all human, and everyone's like, oh, only God should judge. No, we're human beings. We're going to judge people, but it's how you use your judgment.
I think this.
By default, we judge
Yeah.
people.
Yeah, that is great,
Like-
because if I can understand, I can, like, you know, help navigate through the whole thing instead of like judging or saying something wrong. You know, that's understanding that helps navigate. I can't imagine if I was just like someone that didn't care or just didn't understand and just saying dumb stuff. Well, just get out there and do this. I'm like, no, that's not what happens. That's not how it works. You gotta understand and figure out how to help them navigate.
So what you do is just, you're constantly there for them. Hey,
Yeah.
how are you?
Yeah.
You know, keep
Simple.
checking in on them. Simple. Yeah, very simple.
I guess. Well, yeah.
Hey, do you need to distract them?
No, 'cause even my sisters, you know, it's like when people talk about it, you can feel their pain, see it. It's sad, you know. It's like my mom too. Till this day, it's like her talking about it. Like it's like something with the energy, the vibration, something. It gets deep, you know. It's not. Yeah, it's funny because us guys, we just shoot them somewhere, and it's different for women because they like gotta grow it and stuff. It's almost unfair. We're just like millions of babies.
Another one, I literally zoned out for 2.5 seconds. I went into ice cream world to see why.
I wonder is,
Circled back to that.
but I wonder if we put it in a telescope, I'm like, oh shit, it's alive. Like, we gotta save our little babies. I don't know. It's this. It's like if us guys started, it's like we wouldn't go around and just shoot it everywhere. You know, because if they're like little swimmers, it's like, oh, it's like we're killing something.
Is there anything else that you would like to add to this that doesn't involve the telescope and the...
I think we're good. But I want to give a shout out to the Cats Cajun Seafood in Denton, Garland, Richardson. My boy Bobby's Restaurant, Manny Tyne, Frisco. Taste of Fame. Watch his podcast. He's got some really good stuff. I can't wait to hop on with that one bodyguard dude, CC. He sounds like he's got like some really interesting stories. And Taco Casa in Grapevine. My friend, I think her restaurant's out there. Anyways, guys, thanks for coming, Christine, Jasmine.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's fun. I think we went too long, but a long kitty talks.
Look at that.
Yeah.
We went too long.
Long kitty talks. I appreciate you guys. Subscribe, like, and if you have if you want to hop on, you have something cool to talk about, whatever. I'm willing to chop it up with you guys. But lately it's just been like dating and stuff. I guess like where everyone's going through a hard time with dating, but we'll eventually figure it out, do better. And I feel very promising that the next girl I meet or whatever, it's gonna be like wifey. Like it's okay to be old, guys.
And also as a reminder, this is our point of view. We're not here to educate or share beliefs on anybody. You know, we're here to talk about anything and everything. Things that you may want to voice an opinion on, but you just are drop comments, give us ideas. I mean, we definitely can go off on a tangent, but we just want to let people know that differences in opinions it's not always that bad.
Yeah, and you're not alone either. You know, it's just like we're trying to figure shit out too. It's you're not alone. And I'm pretty sure there's gonna be some awesome professionals that come on. Where I live, there's like a lot of podcasters and stuff that are like professionals. So when they get on, it'll be pretty cool. But I'll have a lot of questions to ask them. So other way around.
So definitely subscribe, drop the comments, follow us, share with your friends. Listen, if they can't sleep at night, maybe this will help them go to bed, or maybe they can wake up the next morning and think about something in a different kind of light. So, I mean, that's what we're here for. So again,
All right,
pleasure.
appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jasmine.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Follow us on Facebook and Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube.